Imagine for a moment that you find yourself at a crossroads. You've come so far, and yet there's a part of you that recognises there's more, something greater. Now just pause and allow yourself to realise, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And doesn't that feel like the perfect opportunity to step into something new? Doesn't it feel right to move beyond what's been, to open the door to what can be? Just picture for a second that the past, no matter how many mistakes you've made, or how slowly things have seemed to unfold, is truly nothing more than a stepping stone. Your past doesn't equal your future, no matter how slowly you progress. You're still way ahead of everyone else who isn't even trying. And as you reflect on this, you can almost feel how your goals, yes, the ones that inspire you, the ones that light you up from within, they become more than just aspirations. They begin to feel real, solid, clear. People aren't lazy. They just have impotent goals. Goals that don't call them to rise. Goals that don't make them feel alive. Once you recognise this, you begin to see, in every decision you make, your destiny unfolds. Now take a deep breath, because you know, don't you, that when you're grateful, fear disappears. And as that fear fades, you're left with something beautiful, abundance, real lasting abundance. As you continue along your path, it becomes clearer, doesn't it, that the only way to succeed is to remain committed to your decisions, and yet you stay flexible in your approach. You don't have to be rigid. You don't have to lock yourself in to one fixed way of being. Instead, you allow yourself to dance between your deepest desires and your greatest fears, because it's there, in that dance, where the true richness of life is found. Think about it for a moment. You don't need a reason to feel good. You're alive, and that, all by itself, is enough. You can feel good for no reason at all. It's in this space of boundless possibility that creativity flows, that playfulness ignites, that determination kicks in. And as you allow yourself to be creative enough, playful enough, and determined enough, you realise there's always a way forward. If you can't do it, you must do it. And if you must do it, you can do it. It's all about how you direct your focus, isn't it? Identify your problems, but give your energy and power to the solutions. Action is the key. Action is the most important key to any success. Because without action, nothing changes. But with action, the world shifts. And as you take that action, you start to see something incredible. The way you love yourself is the same way that you love everyone around you. When you love yourself fully, completely, you radiate that love and others feel it too. And you know deep down that if you sincerely want to change your life, all you need to do is raise your standards. Raise them higher than you ever thought possible. Think of goals as magnets. They attract the people, the circumstances, the opportunities to make them true. Goals, when aligned with your deepest desires, they become the magnetic force that pulls you forward towards your future. We can change our lives. You can do, have, and be exactly what you wish. Because your income, your success, your happiness, all of it is the result of your standards. Not the industry, not the economy. What happens when you don't set a standard for what you'll accept in life? You slip, you settle. But when you set the baseline, when you make the conscious choice to raise your standards, everything changes. You begin to demand more from life, and life rises to meet you. Remember, in life, it's not about the problem, it's about the solution. Spend at least 90% of your time on solutions. And as you do, you begin to grow, to become the person who can accomplish any goal. Not because the goal is hard, but because you have become the person capable of achieving it. And isn't that what success truly is? Growing into the person who can hold that success. And as you move forward, you realise that a hero is anyone who devotes their life to contribution. Anyone who's inspired to set an example. Anyone who feels guided to serve something greater than themselves. And in that process, your life takes on a new meaning. If you sincerely want to change your life, raise your standards. Not just in what you expect from others, but in what you expect from yourself. Because when you really look, when you truly see, and you know that what we cannot do, what we consider impossible, is rarely a function of our true capacity. It's far more often about our own beliefs about who we are, about what we think we can and cannot achieve. And in that moment, you begin to realise successful people, they ask better questions, and because of that, they get better answers. The path to success, it turns out, is simple. Take massive, determined action. Step forward, and with each step, you become more certain. The person with the most certainty in a given situation will influence the others. And in that certainty, you find something extraordinary. Fear disappears and abundance appears. Isn't it amazing how it works? How when you focus on the right things, the right answers come. How when you give positive meaning to everything, you create far more of what you want in your life. You begin to see the world as unique, different and amazing. And in that seeing, everything changes. And remember this, if you believe you're right, you're right. If you believe you're wrong, you're still right. Because whenever you're certain about something, you support it. That certainty, that unshakable belief carries you forward. The secret to life, it turns out, is how to use pain and pleasure instead of allowing them to use you. The more you understand this, the more powerful you become. As you keep shifting your focus, as you continue moving forward, you see deep down, you've always had the power to create the life that you want, because it's always been within you. And with that, you begin to recognize something powerful. The transformation has already begun. You've already started to internalize beliefs and ideas, the actions that will shape your future. And you may find yourself in the moment right now, just right now, where you can feel something shifting within you. Perhaps just like that, you suddenly realize the way you've been doing things isn't the only way. And more importantly, it never had to be the only way. There's something new, something deeper, that's already beginning to take shape inside you. Something that can feel so exciting, so alive. As if it's just waiting for you to notice it and step into it fully. It's almost as though a door is opened, and you feel the pull towards something beyond what you've known. Can you sense it? The gentle invitation to something new, something more, to do things differently, to be the person you've always had the potential to become. And just like that, in this moment, you can embrace the truth that if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. And this realization, this simple recognition, it unlocks a whole new world of possibility. It's like seeing the key in your hand when you didn't even realize the door was there. Your past doesn't equal your future. It never did. What you've done up until now is only a small part of the story. The best parts, they're ahead of you. Feel that as you let it sink in. No matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how slow your progress has seemed, you're already so much further ahead than anyone who isn't even trying. Can you feel that momentum? That movement forward that's already building within you? And now, as you stand in this moment of realization, you begin to understand something deeper. People aren't lazy. They simply haven't found the right goals. The goals that spark that fire, the ones that call them forward, to make them feel alive. Because when you think about it, goals that inspire you, the ones that come from deep within you, they're the ones that really change everything. So, if you ever wondered why things haven't felt as exciting as they could, now you know. It's not that you've been lazy. You've simply lacked the right goals. And with this awareness, everything can begin to shift. It's in those moments of decisions, yes, those very moments, where you choose what comes next, that your destiny is shaped. Because the truth is, the decisions you make right now, they're the ones that will inform your future. As you embrace this, you begin to see just how much power you have in your hands right here, right now. It's almost as if everything has happened so far, every twist, every turn, every challenge, has been preparing you for this moment. You see, when you're grateful, fear disappears. And just like that, abundance appears. Imagine, if you will, how all of life could feel when you carry gratitude with you. Every step, every thought, every breath. You realise gratitude is the gateway, the secret to unlocking more of what you've been waiting for. And then, as you move forward, you begin to stay committed to your decisions, yet with the flexibility to flow, to adjust. You remain flexible in your approach, allowing the process to unfold without getting caught up in the rigid rules. After all, life itself is a dance between your desires and your fears. And it's in this dance do you truly experience life. Isn't it curious how you don't need a reason to feel good? How the very fact that you're alive is reason enough to be joyful, to be thankful, to feel an inner peace that's unshakable. You can feel good for no reason at all. And the more you embrace this truth, the more you find yourself drawn into a space where you can create, where you can play, where you can move with determination towards what you want no matter what. And in this space you discover, if you don't know the way, you find a way. If it seems like it can't be done, you'll do it. Because the more you practice this, the more you understand, if you must do it, you can do it. That's just how it works. So imagine how your energy shifts when you focus on solutions instead of problems. The more you do this, the more you recognize that solutions, they're always there, just waiting for you to see them. And when you begin focusing on solutions, your energy begins to shift to the things that truly matter, the things that pull you forward. Action is the key. And when you begin to act, things begin to change. You begin to understand the way you love yourself is the way you love everyone around you. You begin to see the love you offer yourself is reflected outward in everything you do. And so it becomes clear, if you really want to change your life, all you need to do is raise your standards. Not just a little bit. Raise them. Push yourself, stretching beyond what you thought was possible. Because when you raise your standards, you raise your entire life. And goals, you see, they're like magnets. They attract what's needed for them to become real. They pull the circumstances, the people, the opportunities towards you. And with this, you come to understand a powerful truth. We can change our lives. We can do, have and be exactly what we wish. It's just a matter of aligning with the right goals, the right standards, the right energy. And when you do, you realise your income, your happiness, your success, all of it is the result of your standards. Not the economy, not the industry. Your standards shape your reality. Now think about it. When you don't set a standard for what you accept in life, it's so easy to slip into behaviours, attitudes, and a quality of life that's far beyond what you truly deserve. But when you set a standard, when you say, this is what I'll accept, and nothing less, that's when everything changes. You demand more. Life demands more from you too. As you think about your future, you realise it's not about the problems that arise. It's about how you focus on the solutions. You know now that spending 90% of your time on solutions is the key to changing everything. And as you do, you find yourself growing, becoming the person who can achieve the goals that you set for yourself. And here's the real truth. A hero is anyone who devotes their life to contribution. A hero is anyone who sets an example for others, who feels called to serve something greater than themselves. And in that, you find a new kind of purpose, raising your standards once again higher and higher, until you know you're fully aligned with your deepest desires. And the most amazing part, what we cannot do, what we think impossible, is rarely about our true capacity. It's about our own beliefs, our beliefs about who we are. And successful people, they ask better questions. And because they do, they get better answers. Massive, determined action, that's the path. And as you take action, you feel that certainty growing within you, because the person who has the most certainty in a situation, they'll always influence the others. And with that certainty, you start to see the fear disappears and abundance appears. You realise everything is unique, different and amazing. And as you focus on the right things, you start to realise just how much is possible. The secret to life is how you use pain and pleasure instead of letting them use you. And in that moment, in that realisation, everything inside you just clicks. The change has already begun, and you feel that shift at a deep unconscious level.